I'm Jody Vance. Welcome to First Glance with Jody Vance. This is the space where we introduce you to breakthrough companies, up-and-coming companies, not just information that goes to those with expensive suits and pocket squares. Not that there's anything wrong with an expensive suit and a pocket square, but we're trying to open up the access to this information and access to companies and opportunities, long-term opportunities like this at the ground floor level for everybody who wants to be an investor. And so many investors these days are looking to have that ethical piece of the puzzle, to be mindful, to be green, to think about the broader sense, more than just about where your money goes and how much money you can make off of it, but also the impacts it might have on the planet. And boy, does our next guest really reflect that. Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. is the name of the company, Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. You can find the TSX stock symbol is N as in Nancy, OU. And as of this coming Monday, Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. will be also on the New York Stock Exchange as NMG. And Eric Desaulniers, the founder, president, and chief executive officer, joins us. So good to speak with you. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jody. Very appreciate it.
So give us a little bit of an idea of who you are, who Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. is.
So Nouveau Monde Graphite is a company I started in 2012. And now where we are today, we're developing the largest graphite operations in the Western world, developing two projects. First, an all-electric open pit mine in Saint-Michel-des-Saints, 2 hours north of Montreal. And then its transformation project into battery-grade graphite, coated spherical graphite in Bécancour on the shore of the St. Lawrence River between Montreal and Quebec City. So that's what we are in a nutshell.
Did you just say an all-electric mine?
Indeed, that's what we're developing since 2017. We decided, well, we're developing a product that will go in a battery. We're very close to a community. We need to develop this project with the less carbon footprint possible, the best way possible. So we decided to go all electric. So we did all our studies, feasibility studies, and we are now well advanced in this concept. And what we're offering to our customer is a carbon neutral product, thanks to the fact that we have a very affordable hydroelectricity here in Quebec and cheap and also green. So why not using it, you know?
And supported by the government, I must imagine, with how the shift into green energy and companies who are taking the initiative and being carbon zero, so top of mind right now, and should be.
Yeah, you're right. Our government is a very strong supporter since the beginning of the project. It's not a free ride. We need to show our government that we are developing this with the highest ESG standard, and that's what we're doing since inception. So we receive indeed from the government the full authorization to build a project in February. And also the government is our second largest shareholder. They participated in all our recent financings, and we know they will be there for a long time.
Right. That is a long-term piece of the puzzle. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So people listening right now are going, wait a minute, what's that stock symbol again? Let's do that. NOU on the TSXV, TXSV, and on the New York Stock Exchange as of Monday. And just in case you're watching this on delay, today is the 19th of May. So this coming, I guess, holiday Monday in Canada, the May long, it means
but not in the U.S.
Not in the U.S. No, not in the U.S. But Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. is the name of the company, and you can find it on the New York Stock Exchange starting on Monday as NMG. And we're with Eric Desaulniers, who is the founder, president, and chief executive officer. I drive a car that is electric, an electric hybrid. And when making that shift, I was sort of nervous about it, as we are with new technology, and it's becoming ever more prevalent. A lot of conversation about batteries and where we're headed. I mean, soon are the days where there will only be electric cars on the streets of all places in North America, I believe, anyway. Would you believe that?
Yeah. You're telling me that all the cars. So we are selling 17 million cars in North America per year, 100 million cars in the world, making it all electric tomorrow. It's a lot of challenge for a company like us to produce enough raw material, but it will be feasible. But give us a few years to build the mines and make the supply chain developing. But you're right, Jody. I think all the large OEMs are going this way. They're building tons of models that all the consumer that we will have choices in the next 2 years. So while they are making those promises and building a battery plant take 2 years, building a mine take 8 years. So there will be a little bit of hard work that need to be made by companies like us in graphite, lithium, nickel, cobalt, all those raw materials. We will need to build mines, and we will need to recycle those precious battery materials one day. So that's very interesting what we're developing. Yeah.
I really like this on a couple of fronts. Obviously, the green initiative, the ethics of everything that you've explained, particularly in how you're setting up your company to be carbon zero in the extraction, in how you're running these mines, using the technology and the resources that you are producing in these mines. I think that's brilliant. And so much conversation these days, in particular in Canada, about how oftentimes it seems we're caught needing things from outside of our country in order to keep up with the global community. And it's fascinating to me that you had the foresight to start this company, to found this company so many years ago, to have it dovetail so beautifully with where we are headed in this next chapter of needing that raw material.
Yeah, we need luck a little bit. So I would say one thing that is very attractive in our company is timing. You're right. It takes 8 years. We discovered a deposit in 2015, and we are at it as fast as we can. And we're planning to be in full scale production by the end of 2023. Is it a better year to go into production? 5 years ago was too early.
Yeah.
Maybe in 10 years it will be too late, but we will be the first to the market when people will be buying the cars, and you need the graphite in the cars, and not only the cars, the power storage, the buses, the motorbike now is going skidoo.
Yeah.
Everything is going all electric. You're right.
I have an e-bike. I'm telling you, it's everywhere and ever present, and how lovely to be able to support a Canadian initiative wrapped around this movement. And again, I want to reiterate, the stock symbol is NOU on the TSXV, and NMG coming this Monday of the May long weekend in Canada, but not a long weekend in the United States, on the New York Stock Exchange. Tell us a little bit, if you will, about what it means to your company to really sort of graduate into the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, it's obvious to us that this is a North American story. All North America and even the Western world as a whole, we need to develop the supply chains around this revolution. That doesn't exist. Like lithium-ion batteries were made in Asia. They are built in Asia. The supply chain in Asia are very well developed, but the customer here need to have alternatives. So now security of supply, carbon neutrality, full traceability in a safe jurisdiction like Canada, it's all important. But you need to have cost resilience, because we need about global scale. We are not selling graphite only for our neighbor. We're selling graphite in a very competitive market landscape that is global, and we need to decide our battle, where we will be successful as a nation. Here in Canada, in Quebec specifically, we have the raw materials, we have the great graphite in the ground, and we have the chance that we can transform it. It's very energy intensive. We have one of the cheapest hydroelectricity in the world. It's all there, it's available. We have an excess of energy. It's not the case for a lot of jurisdiction in the world.
Right.
And we have access to the right chemicals, the right infrastructure, and we have market shares to take. There's no one else doing it here in the Western world. So I think the graphite market is a place where Canada can be very resilient and develop a strong business segment into that larger, electrification thesis.
I like this, and I like the foundation of it being so solid and the vision being so long-term. A great opportunity for investors of all shapes and sizes, if you will. Eric, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How did you get into this in the first place? Why graphite? Why you? Why mining?
But why graphite? Because it's maybe 30 minutes in that direction. I'm sitting just east of Gatineau, just across the river from Ottawa. It's the only mine currently in operation. It's Imerys Graphite and Carbon. So I'm a geophysicist by training. So we knew that our system were working very well at detecting directly graphite in the ground. So in 2012, we thought the world want to find graphite. We will find graphite. Let's explore the new world, the Nouveau Monde. That's the name of the company. So we went with our helicopter, with our EM systems, and we ended up discovering this large deposit in 2015 after 3 years of hard work. Because when you want to do a fine wine, at the end, like that's the product we want to do, you need to find the vineyard. You need to find the right grape, the right foundation for the company. So we discovered a deposit. 2015, we invested like close to $100 million so far, building the demonstration unit, making the right studies, making the environmental decisions on the project to make sure it's made the best way possible. And now we're working also on the second transformation, and we build the same kind of methodic approach to find the best location, the best place possible. And in Bécancour, it's one of the largest industrial park in the world, in Canada, let's say in the world, I'm not sure, but in Canada.
In Canada, for sure, yeah.
And we have access to the chlorine we need for purification across the street from our land, one of the cheapest hydro, and we're an hour and a half from our mine. So there's no better location to build the right cost structure. So all of this is feasible only because we're in Canada, in a developed nation where we have the infrastructure and the raw materials in the ground.
It's a perfect setup. I love this for forevermore. Whenever you come back and bring updates from Nouveau Monde Graphite, I'm going to call you Eric Dessonnier, the graphite sommelier. That's going to be your tag moving forward, because you're distilling and creating and, just the finest of wine, the finest of graphite. I love that story. Now, tell me a little bit about your team. When you referenced we went up into the helicopter, like what was that like in the moment when you knew that you hit it?
Yeah, we were not so many at the time when we discovered it. I think we're 2 employees. So the second employee was Tony, Antoine Cloutier, our geologist. So the name of the deposit is under his name, is the Tony deposit. Now we're 81 in the company. So we have hired every step that we do. We need to make sure we hire people who did it before, who understand the different processes, and they did it in large companies. So we have hired engineers, and we have now 6 PhDs, 3 master's degrees, and 16 engineers. And engineers who have precise experience in various steps of our transformation process, because it's not easy. We need to compete with Asian companies who are doing it since decades, and now we are just looking at what they're doing, hiring some of their experts, and we have headhunters hiring people in Asia, bringing them back in Montreal so we can build the right team, understand our strengths and weaknesses, and develop and get better at making the right wine, to serve this market.
And Dessonnier, the sommelier. I got it. All right, Nouveau Monde Graphite. How does somebody watching right now says, I want to invest, I have more questions. How do they reach you? How do they find out more?
Probably my email is still the best way. Dessonnier, the sommelier at Nouveau Monde Graphite.
Perfect. And do you have a website?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on the website, like nouveaumonde.group. It's our website.
Good to know. nouveaumonde.group. And just for those who are wondering, it's NOUVEAUMONDE. Sorry, I'll do it one more time. NOUVEAUMONDE.
Perfect.
Group. There you go. So
we see you have your French classes very well.
A little bit. I went to French culinary school. That's why you hit me with the wine thing. I can speak French food. Now I'll speak French graphite. What a pleasure hanging out with you. Please do bring us all updates as you move forward. And this sounds like a very exciting opportunity for investors across Canada and really around North America.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me, Jody. And anytime I'll be back.
Great.